else? Thank you. Good morning. Let me take a look if somebody hears me. I am early today. Normally it should work. I will take a look at settings. A lot of background noise. Okay, so let me put on the filters. Thank you for the mode. It's better now. Okay, great. Yeah, I put the audio off of my desktop itself, so maybe the clicking will be gone too. I need to find out how we can actually reduce sounds from backside. I have actually no idea yet how to do this. I'll get better at it. I'm a trader, not a streamer yet, so I'll do my best to start finding out how actually OBS works once I have full time for actually exploring that part too. It always takes some time to educate yourself into something, so for me it's the same. Now, what have we could done a lot better yesterday? So, first of all, became in the market. So that's the 5 minutes. This is with the 15 minutes. So we came to halfway, and actually I said to everybody that they put their stops to halfway because there were no fair value gaps inside. We came up, we almost took that buy side liquidity, or actually we first took London's high, and actually we came back down. So here somewhere I asked them to put stops at break even, and actually I should not have done that, because a bit later, yeah, about an hour and a half later actually, we did take that last liquidity part and actually run straight to my full TP. So that was my first TP, and my second one was actually just at that top here. So for everybody that trades Orb, put into your notes, especially if you're the afternoon, it actually can take a long time. So this took actually 2.5 hours before actually we reached our TP, our first TP anyways, because there was only 1 hour that we could have taken here. So that is actually why I wanted to make sure that people did not give anything to the market that was unneeded for. But in the 15 minutes actually we never came back down to that liquidity spot. So we actually stayed inside these candles actually, and then we had that bullish reaction off of it. I stopped the market around 5 o'clock, so I was 2 hours in stream already, and I said, okay, this is no trading day for me. It didn't look like any. But what did I do want to see was actually get that buy side liquidity, or also the same as or the same as session side. So the session was broken here from Asia. We took it out, and we took the session also out for London. So both of the sessions were taken, and that actually shows us something. Now, what did it show us? The other model that I trade is the 15 minute and a 1 minute. So both of them worked actually in this scenario. So this is that 15 minute change in delivery right here, the first one. I'll go over the 15 minute first. I'll take the 1 minute in a second. So where do you enter then? So we look for 5 minutes for value gaps. This was actually a full 5 minute for value gap inside that 15. I'll go over these models multiple times so that you actually understand it. You can put your high, you can choose, or you can take it for value gaps known they should not breach the high again, or you take it all the way to the high. It depends on you how you feel comfortable. So both of them here would have worked. Sometimes it comes back to the high and then not the total high. So it's up to you. Then now, where do we take it to? So because we swept Asia and London, we could take it at least to London's low. If we took it to London's low, that would have been a 1.6. If you took it just to that high, that was a 2.3R. That was a beautiful trade. Nothing to say it did work, or it actually flew to that direction immediately. No insights, no stops, so everything moved beautiful. Could you have added to this position? Let me take a look. I would not have been possible to. The one thing, yes, you could have added one time here. I'll also go for this. So that's a 5 minute for value gap with retracement inside. So this would actually be a place where you could have added. Body close below, so this body is close below, so this would be your adding spot. So shorting, stops at the high. Target would be the same. So you could have added an extra. This would be a half hour that you could have added, so that would be an extra 1 hour that you add to that trade. So instead of getting 2.3, you would get it 4. So you would have gotten it 3.3. So that would have been a very beautiful trade. So why do I add here actually is because we had a 5 minute for value gap right here. We tapped it, and I want to see a body close under that one. This is actually showing us that the indication that the market wants to continue to those lows. Which lows? Those were session lows. Why do we take them? Because this is sell side liquidity, that's right here, and actually this holds a lot of value for the market. You will see once you tap this that we actually have some reaction off of it. If you hold it all the way through to that 4 hour for value gap just below, you could have got much more, but just holding this would have been actually a beautiful trade, no matter what. I'll go over the same one actually. We also took this one in the 1 minute. You could have taken this one in the 1 minute. It doesn't always happen that you can take it directly, but if you did take this in the 1 minute, that would have been an even better trade. That was a very clear one this time. They don't always happen like this, but if they do, you got some great trade. So here we swept session. I'll take all these off for a second. I'll even take this one off. So what do? We sweep the session. We came down. Here we changed structure. Right here. I'll zoom in. Why? So we came into highs. We took session. Second candle actually broke the last 3 uppers, so that means actually that there is a big possibility that we go down. What do we see? For value gap just above, and we tapped it. Once we tapped that for value gap, that's your entry. Immediately, so that would have been a short right from here that you could have taken. That is stops at the high. That's the value gap, so that actually would have been the correct position. If you took this, the first for me, if I do this in 1 minute, I actually see the leg up and I take it to that leg down. So this would be my first target actually. Instead of session low, I would have taken a bit less, but that's a complete 7R without actually no minutes whatsoever into the red again. So that was actually a clean move, immediately down and continuation. You could have added multiple times even in this trade, but without adding, giving 1 hour, that would have been 7. That was actually a beautiful play. If you did see then the 15-minute change also, what you could have seen afterwards, right here, I probably would have taken it then to session low. If you took it to session low, that was an 11R with nothing. Do know, before I say, oh wow, this looks so beautiful, do note that this model only got like a 40% win rate. That means that you actually will endure a lot of not profits to get one of these that actually gives you everything back with extra, just with one trade. So you don't need a lot of setups, you just need to be patient until the right one comes exactly out of it. Zit hij niet hebben? Maar die niet gaat niet goed. Is die een keer anders? Of was een die aflegt daar? En dat dan die aflegt waarschijnlijk. Dat knopje. I can't see the chat for a second, guys. My other computer just the battery. I need to charge them. I'll see somebody in the chat in a second. So who held through this warp without moving at stop? Would have been at least the 1 hour that you collected, or a little bit more. Anybody took this one in the downside? I know that Euros took this one yesterday. He shared it. We were actually expecting this, so I was also waiting for this, but that was already 6 in the evening for me, so that would have been way too many chart times. But this was actually the play, both of them. 15-minute change in delivery, 5-minute entry, and also the 1 minute actually played out beautiful. But if you wanted to add to this trade, I'll go over this too for a second, maybe it helps for humans. So we came in, we moved again, a new for value gap. You could actually add it already here if you wanted to. So because this was here, once we tap that for value gap, you actually can immediately enter. So that would have been actually here. Short, that would stops would be this high then, and then continue lower. I do prefer that you actually have an extra move out of it. If you don't like to trade immediately after that and you want to wait until we have a closure below here, that's perfectly fine too. But then you have to adjust your stop like this. That would have been your short. Then stops to that high, last liquidity spot taken, and then target the same position. That would have been, actually this one was the first. And that entry would have been actually here. Once we have closure below this, you could move this stop immediately to BE, or that would have been that stop then actually. So that would have been already in profit, and you add a half R to your position. You don't add a full R. The reason why is otherwise your entry would drop very fast. So we want to put in a full R and then continues with less. Okay, so these trades actually occurred yesterday. I want to go over them so if people see them, that you actually take them. You don't need me to be here to take them. You just need to be sure once you take them that you felt good. Now yesterday morning, actually my idea that the market wanted to take out this sell side liquidity actually played out beautiful. The only thing was I didn't want to do it immediately, so we were here. I wanted to short this to take out this sell side liquidity, come to this for value gaps that were right here and right here. What did 9 o'clock do? Actually no reason actually to come up to this high again, but the market did not want to show us immediately his hand. It went up, took out a little bit of liquidity, and then actually took that move down. I did good by reducing contracts into it because I didn't feel like it wanted to move lower here. It just moved up 9 o'clock, and actually if somebody took the orb of 9 o'clock, that would have been played out beautiful too. I had a meeting, so I couldn't be here. If I saw this, I probably would say to you guys, enter it again, because you still had a half hour left. Okay, we do have a range already for today. That was a big explanation. So there's a lot of value in this one, so actually go over this movie again in the morning session. It's been recorded, so go over this again. It will help you a lot to understand why the market does things. 50-minute orb is rather close, not too big, 19 points. Let's start with the 4 hour. So we did tap that 4 hour for value gap right here. It's news in the afternoon too, so probably will be a bit slower day today. Market is a bit undecided because this 4 hour actually closed on both sides. We had for value gap above, and we did not sweep liquidity down. So this is an inside candle of the second one. It does look like we should have a bullish momentum still. We're still moving on this trend line liquidity, so let's see what happens. I believe that was that 4 hour right here. Yeah. So for the morning session, what did I see immediately when I got into this? This was again trend line liquidity. We've taken everything out. You can see right here. We're taking out all liquidity right at this position. So if the market does not change the movement right here, we probably go lower because this is the indication. So what did it do? It came to a value gap, we moved sideways a bit, building up liquidity, it's taken out everything. If we take out that low again, we will fall further down. That would actually be the best play for today. If this 15 minute would have been bigger than the previous one, we could have had a change in structure that we actually could have moved back up. So today is bootcamp day, again it's Tuesday, so I got lessons at 10. So I'll end the stream at 9:30, so I got a half hour off. Good morning Neo, Antonio, Nicolas, and every day. I still have to. Yeah, so the reason why I actually love with Everyday is in Belgium we got a shop that's called Everyday. That's way to call it Everyday. So it's a branch with us in Belgium. I don't believe you got that one in different countries, but yeah. We do have, like I said, news in the afternoon, I believe. We got 11 news also, so 8 just had that part. Oh, that's why we moved a little bit. Okay, great. So at 11 we have some movement that we could have, and at CPI definitely will do something. So 2:30 will be actually quite some news. Yeah, so see, this is actually the product every day. So it's a branch of a company back in Belgium here. It's quite funny. So this is why actually it took me that. So no close in the first 5 minutes. I would prefer actually that the market moves up, not down, but if it moves down, we do not have a lot of space at the first sight. Reason why is we already came into the 4 hour for value gap twice now. The only part that I can see, let's go further down, is actually to this gap. That's the only actually part that I actually can see. Morning, Fatmia. So I would prefer us actually to move further up, but if we do not, we follow the market what it gives us. If we move up and we can tap this high, we have a big chance that we can go all the way back up to this high here too. So that means that actually we have a huge opportunity to the upside. We have a lot of 15 minutes for value gaps left open from yesterday, just a huge drop. If we can hit this high, we definitely will go to those two. So that means that it could be a long play. But we do need to get through that high first. If you get rejected off this upper for value gap, we will need to take that accountability that there is a part that we could sweep that low again. But at this point it looks like it wants to go higher still. Just the reason why is because we took sell side liquidity already, or trend line liquidity, most of the sell side too. These were equal lows. We just left one wick standing. That's it. We came down once, we took it out again, and actually we are now having that momentum back up. If this first 5 minutes was actually a little bit bigger, I would have loved to seen it even better, but it is what it is. You get what you... Same here, we came down. I would have preferred that we tapped that one first before moving up again. But actually this looks like it wants to go higher here. So I'm gonna let you guys per se, if you go up, where would you put your stops? So actually I want to give you guys some exercises while you're here, so that you actually know all of this without me. If you trade orb, so I am not in a trade yet, put it in, and I'm still not allowed to trade orb, so I have to be patient. For everybody that does trade orb, where would you put your stop if this closes in about the next 5 minutes? Yeah, we still have 4 minutes. So put it in chat so that actually you guys see where I want you guys to put your stop. You probably all know already, but still, it will help you to understand your own model that you trade. Range 23,680, 680. That's all the way up here, man. 23,680 is somewhere here. I don't believe that is. So one says here, maybe you took a type fault again. Yeah, for longs. So if you would short this, that would have been right here. That would be 647. Indeed, I would take the bottom. We have a fair value gap right here, 5 minutes. So I would actually take this high. So 23,628. That would be actually the power I would put it in. So I would put him here. That would be my stop. If we go up, 23,628. Yeah, perfect. Under the swing low. Yeah, that's correct too. So most of you got that correct. Good job, guys. The reason why is if we do come back, this is actually a 5 minute fair value gap that's now been created. So there is a possibility that we tap this and then continue higher. And if this holds any value, if this 5 minute holds any value of continuing the structure that we're forming now, it should not drop under this fair value gap here, under this low. So we got about 2 minutes. We are halfway down range already. But if we tap above this, we probably go way higher. Sadly enough, this is... Yeah, we need to wait, so that's the only thing about this. What I prefer is to get in a bit lower. Now this is getting a bit bigger stop, of course. That's a 36 point stop. 40 point stop. I would, yeah. Now we are all the way at the top of that gap already. It is what it is, so if you enter it, stops would still be at the same place. But probably in the next 30 seconds afterwards, or the next few minutes afterwards, we'll probably go a little bit lower before we actually continue that move. If we do continue that move here. So the next... Because if we want to get an R out of this, we still need to take it at least to this high. So that's already some decent move. I would probably be patient. So that's about a 39 point stop. So I said we probably move a little bit lower first. So we're all the way at that top. So I do want to see that move out of there. If you did not enter yet, perfectly fine. Because I believe most of you guys that's above. That would have been only one contract that you could have put in, most of the people here. And that's one sharp reaction back down. That's correct. If you did not enter, if you did enter, that was exactly the model. If you did not enter and you want to enter here, I would probably choose to enter it here than before. Reason why is this is actually doable. That's actually less doable. It's a 1 hour collected out of this. This is actually about almost a 2 hour, and we only had to be patient for what, another 35 seconds. So not sure where you entered. If you entered immediately, yeah, that is actually the model, so I cannot say anything about that. I will keep a very close look at this, how we move. Just the reasons why, I'll explain why. Because we are upside, we took trend light liquidity. We are now in this last 15 minutes actually that I do want to see breach. If we breach that high here, so if we get above here, above 23,000. 6, 7, 6, that would actually be huge. If we get above this high, then we will fully continue. But I still need to see that breach first. Like I said a second ago too, the market still has a 5-minute fair value gap right here. So it can perfectly come back to that 5 minutes before it continues higher. So give it a bit of time. Or trading is always relaxing trading. So still, even me can sometimes move the stops too fast, even out of all the experience that we have. It still can happen. Also be okay with that. If you followed the trade yesterday and did not move your stop, you actually made profit with that orb trade. If you did move the stop, you actually stopped that entry. I would have been stopped that entry at that point. My wife probably not, because she doesn't move stops. She actually leaves it always what it is. She doesn't like it. So that's still up to you. If you're a trader that don't like to move your stops and you don't see the continuation movement, if you are okay with giving something to the market and okay with taking something from the market, then sometimes leaving a stop is the best option. So I put it out like it should. My first TP would actually be these highs, but that's actually like, oh, what? Not this would not even be worth it trading it. So let's take a look at the hourly. Yeah, if we go up, we probably take out that high. So this is an hourly for value gap right here that we're in trading. The only thing about this trade is I cannot reduce anything from it. The reason why is we still have that for value gap right here. So if we tap this and we continue higher and I reduced something off of it, then we just better had to be patient until we tapped it to enter it even. So this will be a full TP or an SL. I cannot reduce anything from this. The only reason why is because this for value gap is here. If this wasn't here and it was somewhere up here, we could have reduced just below it. But because it's right here inside the center of it, we can't move that one. Today's lessons will be actually quite nice for everybody that wants to learn about market structure, how it moves, how we see it. Some basic terms will come into play because yeah, you need to find a good foundation before you actually can grow out of that one. I will hold a lot of value and you probably will all have to watch it at least twice. Is it me or is the market not moving? So if this was actually time-based session liquidity, that would even be better. So if this was that high taken, I would love to see then. I would love to see this move down. And plus it's CPI today, so there is a possibility that the market wants to go a bit sideways before actually giving that move. So anybody that had patience until we actually tested our work or got close to it, you probably have a better entry. I'm just marking it out like you should have entered it without thinking or just moving anything. So we have a 15-minute for value gap right here into that hourly. We probably will hit that one if we go up to here. So that would have been the 1.1. But with a bit of luck, we can actually add to this trade too. So anybody that just joined, I do not trade warps at this point, so I cannot join. Still not. Later on in the trading sessions, you will learn why we actually took one kind of trading session, one kind of strategy. This will actually help you a lot. But just one strategy is actually the best way to start learning to do it correctly, trading. So it will give you a lot of patience, it will give you an actually perfect way to enter a model. It will give you more relaxations in trading too, and builds up a very good habit, because a lot of people don't have them. You just enter somewhere randomly, constantly, over and over again. What model do I trade now? Oh, actually this one. When we sweep a time-based session here. And I'm still taking both of them, so or we take a 15-minute change in delivery or a 1-minute change, and then I enter. I took this one yesterday, the one down here. So after we swept that session, we had a 15-minute change. This was the change right here. We did not have a 5-minute for value gap inside of this, so I had patience until actually that 15-minute got tapped. I just put it in limit order inside, and I actually entered on that close at the bottom, and then I took it to a 5-minute for value gap right up here somewhere, yeah, to that high. This is actually a trade that I took yesterday, and I re-entered it one more time right here on that 5 minutes for value gap then, and it came same high. So it made me 5 or something like that, so I stopped for the day. I did not trade a lot this week, or this month actually. I took actually way less trades than I used to take. So it's for me the same. So I have to be patient. I'm here every day, at least 4 hours. And I've been taking, how many? Let me take a look. So I have taken the 11th, the 10th. So these were sweeps from 1 minute that didn't work, did not work. That was also a sweep of a 1 minute Asia short. So this was actually all those sweeps. So 4th, the 5th, the 6th. Well, actually almost every day I took one. But these were all not so profitable because most of them were 2 times the second, the same. I believe that was even twice the same session. The models does present them every day, but they are way less accurate. The 50-minute is very accurate actually, I must say. Now I have taken 2 on the 50-minute base, and these are both great trades, so I'll probably stick to the 15-minute instead of the 1 minute. So here, what can we expect? If we can breach the high again, you can add to this trade actually. That would look something like this then. If you do have that same target, so I will give you another 1.8 extra to it. But I do want to see the complete body close above that. The only thing is with the other model that you actually cannot trade it every time when you come online. So I need to set alarms, and I need to have a PC actually very close to it when I'm trading those days. It's okay when you do computer work and you're at home, but actually when you are around somewhere, it's not always as easy to jump in a trade. Because I don't like trading on my phone actually. It's actually a time-based sweep liquidity my change in structure. So it's just another word for kind of ILM. So it's not really ILM is actually a made-up term. Let me say it like that. It's the same like a fair value gap used to be an imbalance. So they change names constantly. So I just try to keep it to the ordinary names. So it's a time-based sweep liquidity and change in structure actually. Once we have a change in structure, or a shush like they call it, and you actually have that model presented to you. Once you have a 15 minutes and then a 5 minute fair value gap inside, you enter immediately on the tap and then continue to move to direction. To the previous session low would actually be the best option on a 15 minute based. Are you in our Discord? You? Yes. Oh, can't you see the model yet? I believe you are on the Discord, right? I have actually a full movie made off of it. So if you want to see it, you can rewatch it. So it will actually help you understand the model. I showed them actually both. Oh yes, I understand. Okay, great. Perfect. That's even better. So we're still in the same movement at this point, so let's have patience. So for me, as long as I don't have a sweep of liquidity of a time-based session, I don't trade. I believe it's this one. And actually, if you rewatch this morning session, you will see the same. I actually explained both of them. They actually played out both of yesterday. After we swept actually that session's high, and you watched a minute too. This one is, like I said, this one is only 40% accurate, so you have to have a great mindset to take this one constantly over and over again, because if it doesn't work the first time, you actually will need to take them at least 2 more times after that. So same again. Last minute, candles moving up. So this one came down. We had a change in structure in 1 minute. We had a fair value gap. Once this gets tapped, we immediately enter on the fair value gap and we short from it. We take the stop at the high and then we take it. I take it to the structure. So this is the structure like up, the last movement. I actually take it to here. That would have been a collective of 7R. Very beautiful trade, but only like 40% accurate. So you gave a lot of R's to make a huge amount back. But like I said, you have to have a good mindset for this one, to constantly take it over and over again, without even having a full conviction that the model works. So you will need to back test this a bit, but if you take this on a 50 minute, they are much easier to take. The model shows itself more beautiful. You have actually a few full structures changed, and then you can enter it on a 5 minute. That's that. So we got about 10 minutes to open. I do want that open to push us immediately above that high. The reason why I'm here also in the morning session is because a lot of my traders trade the pre-orb session. I'm here to help them constantly over and over again until they learn it on themselves, because trading is actually it's lovely to have a huge community together and everything, but trading is just something actually that is a skill for yourself. We all trade to make money, of course, for nothing else, to be financially free, but there is a small learning curve until we get there. Or actually, I can reduce that curve by sitting here and showing you what I see until you see the same. This is actually the same reason why I actually wanted to see it yesterday to go down at that same time spot. So here I wanted to go down, and some told me, why would you want it to go down? And the reason was actually we already swept session high. So this was session high, was swept in Asia, and then there is also a possibility that we go lower. I wanted to see actually take it all out immediately, and actually London did this. Once everybody is done and in the learning curve, I'll probably just stream a New York session then from then on. I cannot stream both sessions constantly. It takes quite some energy to be here. I like it a lot, of course, but actually it fills up my full day. Because for me the morning session it's from 8 to 10 and I need to be back by 3, so that gives me about 5 hours in between, something like that, to do something. Unless all of you of course want me to stay doing this in the morning session, then of course I will. So 5 minutes till open. Even nog kakao. I am. Aliana. Hon slapen nog. You're awake?
Al even, ik zit zo lang op het toilet. Kom maar weer gaan. Kom er net van. Ja, ik wil wel niet.
That's good, your stomach is working.
Ik kom er net vanaf.
Yeah, we're doing fasting every Monday.
Is dat zo?
Or Tuesday actually.
Monday and Tuesday.
And Aliana, my daughter, is actually joining it, so she's also already experienced what it is to fast, and she also can do it. So it's not easy, but even for kids it's not easy not to eat, but she can. So it's amazing to see if what we used to be taught in school, that we cannot survive if we don't eat for or drink for 3 days, and then we see people fast for weeks in a row. They can do it easily. Made me think a lot about educational part, what was actually correct and wasn't correct that we were being taught in school. So 3 more minutes. So I do want to see the hourly close a bit higher, so let's take a look how that 4 hour looks. Yeah, this looks like this looks like an inside day. So this is again that chopped position that we have. If the market decides not to continue higher and we got a sweep of these sessions, then I probably have my own model that shows what we can take. Yeah, there's a possibility that is 4 hour holds, but we're actually playing in 2 of them. So we have one above here that can hold, but we're playing in that one lower too, so we're actually in between 2 of them. And then you have to watch the overall market structure. So the overall market structure is that we're trading upside. So the one below holds more value than the one above. The reason why is because if the market wants to continue the same structure, the only one that should hold value is the one below, because this is where the market should react off again to the highs. The one on top actually does not hold that much value if the market still is trading higher. And this you only can know once we close below this low. So if the market closed below that low, we actually have a change, fully changed structure, because then we have created a lower high, and that we can see in the 4 hour dimension actually that we could do that. Same at the hourly, so this would be the candle, so this would be, so actually here, so no, actually this would be the lower high, so it still has like a 300 point drop to make a lower high. So that's some movement. These are no highs because this is internal structure, so only the external structure is actually the ones that we can see as main structure. If you don't know what internal structure is, so we got internal highs and lows, and we got external highs and lows. So market pretends always to go from external to an internal movement. So this is why we see a sweep at the highs, sell side liquidity, or buy side liquidity taken, back to fair value gap, fair price action, and then continuation back upper. So this is what normally should happen. So 1 minute will open. Yeah, if it takes this fair value gap, we probably go to the lower one. 15 seconds. We've been in it for at least 30 minutes, so good hold. Now this does look like it wants to go a bit lower, but yeah, we're in it anyway, so we cannot jump out of it. There's no reason for. There's no news at 9 either, so only at 11 I've seen. So if this market structure continues and at hold like it should hold, we probably go to that high. We will know this in at least the next 15 minutes. The longer we're in the trade actually as a pre-orb session, the better. So anything between 30 and 40 minutes still has only an accuracy of about 40%. Anything above an hour, we actually gain a lot of momentum, so that means 60% or more chance that the market continues the way that you want to see.
Anders was die heel lekker. Zonder...
Like if the market first swept Asia high and then we had that reaction off of it, I would have said get out of the trade. But because actually we did not sweep that session, nor the lower session, we swept this because this is actually Asia was actually inside the session. This was New York's low from yesterday, and we did not take anything. But still, be patient. The market will show its hand soon, what it wants to do. That's the only thing what we can do actually, once we're in a trade. Just keep your hands off your mouse and just let the trade do its thing. You have set a stop, you have set a TP, so that's the main thing. And then follow the plan over and over and over again until it pays what you actually wanted to pay.
Om niet te eten. Eigenlijk niet meer het behoefte te krijgen. Omdat ik snap het niet eens. Ik snap wel naar het wc. Wat is dat? Zal ik ook een plaatje vinden om te zetten?
Yeah, before CPI, most of the time the market is in London a little bit slower anyways.
Warm heeft hij.
main idea that CPI will give a bullish reaction. Just because of where we are in this structure. I know some of you ask me my trading journal. If you ever want my trading journal, here you are. This is actually mine. Oh, nice of you. Yeah, Fred, same for me. I grew up with McCain burgers and pizzas, so and canned food or food that was in a piece of metal, fruits or vegetables heated up in a microwave. So yeah. But she can. She's done the longest that she's fasted is what, 2 days maybe or 3? How long did you fast? 3 days. So 3 days with no food. That was the longest time. But she just told me that she's actually getting better at it. So it actually felt no.
Mama heeft me een keer in mijn kamer gezet zonder eten. Het was gewoon maar water.
3 dagen?
Dat was volgens mij langer, hè? Of dat leek wel langer. Maar van wat ik nog herinner, 3 of wel. Mama, wanneer was dat die keer dat je me in mijn kamer gezet had?
I believe 2 or 3 days was a max that she done at this point.
We zijn geen eten mee, dat was gewoon.
Yeah. So just see it as a different time. So we have educated ourselves in what food does to ourselves. So we actually just changed. And by the way, the food industry changed too. So back then, the foods that they produced in those stands were actually more valuable than they produced it right now. Oh, Lay, why am I not in a trade? Okay, so I don't trade orbs at this point. I can't. My students have to do one setup every day and keep it to one setup. And as long as I am in those 12 weeks of education part, I will not trade 2 models. Because I asked all my students not to trade 2 models. This is why I don't trade 2 models myself. Otherwise, it would not be fair, even though I know more. It would not be fair to them to say to myself, you have to do this and I don't have to do that. So that would sound like a bit strange, right? Wouldn't it? I'm not eating anything. That was my my wife sitting beside me. She's eating. So just the morning we can eat now until 12, and then I'm not allowed to eat anything. A small breakfast, and then it's a whole day nothing anymore. And she's eating self-made bread with toast, something like that, with some vegetables on top. I can take a picture if you want to. My course was for free. For the first 30 people that joined, was actually completely free. So I'm doing a 12-week course at this point for them. Today is week 3 actually. Lay, are you in my Discord? If not, let me give you an invite. You are in the... Okay, send me a DM then, Lay. So now we had that bullish structure off of this. So this is what I wanted to see. Now I do want to see that close above. in the next minutes. Oh yeah, but I am in playbit too, but that's not mine actually. Here, I'll give him an invite on mine. This is mine. I'm a paying customer in playbit, so but Ty is actually one of the best teachers or traders that I've seen at this point. I learned the orb model through him anyways. It was actually very, very profitable. I just trade a little bit different. Actually, we all see the same. So we all see sell side liquidity, we all see buy side liquidity, we all see time-based sessions, we all see bigger time frames, how we react off of it, how the market should move then afterwards. So if this one actually goes up and we see in the next 2 hours movement up, well, we probably hit to that 1 hour for value gap at least. So that means that this 4 hour actually holds a lot of value. The reason why I say it's almost finished this one, because we actually came in halfway. So once I see it for value gap of 4 hour get tapped halfway, I call it as good as closed. It doesn't happen often that we actually, after twice tapping it, we come back to a third time. Normally once or twice is actually the most that I actually see it happen. So here we tapped it only once, the 4 hour. This one was no tap. We'll take a look if I can find some of them that he actually tapped 3 times. Oh, yeah, actually this one was tapped more, but only 1 time. This was halfway and immediately afterwards fully down. So now we had bullish momentum again. Again here, so 4 hour, almost half tap, and actually no taps, it's just a small one again. The 4 hour is a very strong model, especially if you trade intraday. The 4 hour and the 1 hour actually hold the most value and the momentum of the trend at that point. So this is session time based, so I do want to see the high taken out. And I actually prefer not to see the market come back to that low too. The reason why is then that this market structure actually holds value. Because we came down, we swept liquidity, most of it, sell side, buy side, anything, sell side and trend line. We swept the low again, and then we started moving, changing structure and actually getting that momentum. So came up, tapped for value gaps, changed the structure again, made a new for value gap off of it, had a strong bullish candle off of this. So once we see huge candles off of a structure, off of a value gap or something like that, this actually holds a lot of value too. So what do you see then? The market has a big possibility that it continues the movement. I do prefer to see it in a 15-minute actually than a 5, but we got about 40 seconds until this one closes. And do always be patient until the body closes, until you ever see it. Would I go break even now? No, if you entered here, it's impossible to go break even. You would be stopped out right now. Always wait until we have a closure of a body, so of a candle close. So we still have a 5-minute for value gap right here, and we could get an action off. So the next 15 minutes can perfectly tap this one and then continue higher. By the way, we just had a range of London, so this is London's orb. If London decides immediately to go above here and continue, we probably will see the high very fast. So we did close above these equal highs. For me to be fully confident, I actually want to see the high get swept with a full body close. Then I would have confident more that it actually keeps going that way. So now we tapped our 5 minutes. If we have a full body close now above the high, that would be even better. That means then again same, we had a reaction, we had a retest of that for value gap, and then we had actually a continuation to the high. If this fair value gap also holds any value, we should not break that low again. We should actually keep above it. So this is why this line is here. So this is actually it's not a full protected stop because this one should keep structured. The only reason why it's not a full protected stop because there's still a lower value gap that's not being tapped here. So it did sweep internal liquidity right here. So then it took outer liquidity. So now it wants to come back internal. So this is internal liquidity, that's imbalance or for value gap. And then it wants to go back to external liquidity, so the highs. I used to just come over and over again. So this is why you actually want to know where liquidity is. So you want to know where every time people put stops into it. So this is why the last time I asked in the lessons where support and resistings are. I will go continuing on this yesterday or today. Reason why is if you know where support and resistings are, you actually know where 90% of the market puts their stops. So don't put them there. Be patient until they sweep that liquidity and then take the trade. Because this is what the market is drawn to. They don't know where the stops are, but they just know that they are liquidity. So this is buy side liquidity right here, together with session high. So there is a possibility, if we sweep this, that we have a change in structure. I'll be back down. But looking at the bigger time frame right here, would probably go higher. Lay, did you go break even or did you just went out the trade? Or did you just not enter yet? Because this is important for yourself. because this actually, if you took an up profit and went out the trade, explain why you would go out of that trade, because this would have been very silly because nothing happened actually here. Or that you put immediately when we got above here, you stop at that level. Just to know, so that I can go into your thought process. What did you feel? You end at 22655, so that's around here, that level. Oh, I entered. Oh, sorry, I read it. You re-entered. Sorry, my mistake. So you entered on this one. So 5.5 right here. No, I would still be patient. If we close that candle above here, you can put your stop right here. But I do want to see a full body close above the high. Now you can put your stop here. So that's about 10-point stop or something like that. Yeah, that would be about 10-point stop. So we now closed everything. So we closed that candle completely. Okay, I got about 9 more minutes and then I will go offline, of course. I will eat something before I get back to the boot camp. Looks like, again, no trade for me. So again, if we get above that high, you could put your stop right here. So this is now the first time London's orb has been breached. We're still filling up this fair value gap right here. Nothing's happened yet. Like I said, this is not a protector stop. This one is actually. This is an internal because there is still fair value gap left. Actually, there's still one here too. But if you go to 2 of them, you probably take out all of the liquidity. Doesn't happen too much to go to 2. Go to or close below 2 of them. Let me say like that. PS left us bulenox and cure any penalties if you skip trading day. Why would there be a penalty if you skip a trading day? If you don't want to skip a trading day and you don't see an entry, you just put a 1 contract in and immediately close it again. So you give $1 to the market. Done. Or $2 to the market maximum. If you don't want to, if that is something that happens to that account, I have no idea actually. I never had that. The only thing I don't like about bulenox is that trailing stop down. So this actually doesn't serve a good trading skill. Trailing stops. Really why is the market always goes up and down. no matter what. You can see the market went all the way down, I went all the way back up. So if you were shorting here and the market went to here and you were in profit, it came back up, you could have got stopped out already. Your full account could have been closed just by a wick. That doesn't make sense. That actually reduces your profitability that you actually get to a good trade. Also reduces your mindset a lot. So bulenox is not the best account that I prefer to trade with, just because of the trailing stop. If you trade a 1 minute, it's okay, but if we trade a 15 minute like here and you entered all the way up here, okay, it was not in profit immediately, so that's good. But if you were immediately in profit, it came back down and you are a bit not in profit, so you lose a bit of money. When it comes back in profit, you lose a bit of money again. So this actually is not good for a trader, not for the mindset anyways. Just because of that. Because if you go down in a market and it goes actually to your TP and you get stopped because say that you made $100 in this small part that we gone up, you come back down and we do that part again, you made $200 for the trailing down. So instead of having 2k, you will only have like 1800 left. Well, we didn't even take profits, so that doesn't make sense to me. If you pass that immediately and you have a funded, that's something different. Then you can trade normal. But if not, dude, take Top Step or Apex. They don't have it. It's a bit less cheap, but at least it's fair to a trader. And if you have real funds and you have enough of them, trade real money. Still a way different feeling. But if you never have gotten a payout yet, first go for a payout just like this. But do never feel less secure in your trading skills because of the trailing drawdowns. So I'll explain again. Once you have an entry, so say that we had the entry right here instead of up there, and you took a full R and you had like 4 contracts inside. So that's 17 points of 4 contracts. I'll take my calculator for this one. So 4 contracts, 17 points. That's $68 x2 because it's $2 per point. So that's $136 profit that you made. When this one came back down, back to entry, and done it again, you made again $136 profit. So that means that you just reduced your 2k minus 136 minus 136. So you're on 1700 drawdown anymore. So this actually is not funny to trade with, because this you see so much faster going down without even taking profit. If this then stops you at BE, you actually didn't make profit and you already gave $200 to the market. They can be cheap, yes, but what is cheap above fairness and actually learning the skill to trade? So just keep that in mind if you buy that account, if you buy those accounts. Yeah, this one holds strong. This one has more value. Look at the 15. We bounced off of them twice, so 15 holds more value than a 5. We're far from that 1 hour actually. 4 hour too, it's way below. Daily, it's very far below. The 5 minute does hold value, but if we are also tapping on that 50 minute, that 50 minute is stronger. If you want to see it really, if you watch both of them. The time frame above it is always a bit stronger than the one before. It was a good eye, Neo. I actually don't try to watch it, so that would be 2 more minutes for me, and then I'll get offline. If I have a chance, for the people that are in the Discord, I'll try to follow up this trade. It looks like my session will be swept swept once I'm actually educating, so I will have to have patience until the afternoon session for myself. So still here, we are still in the same movement, nothing happening, just sideways, slow movement. Building building a bit of liquidity right here. So actually that is the trade. So we're still at break even at this point. Okay, so that will be it for me today. I'll go eat something. See you guys back in 30 minutes for the people in the bootcamp. Thanks for being here. If you're in it, keep strong. You're doing great. Just let the market do its thing. See what breaks. It's also good to maybe stop watching the screen for a while now and just let the market do its thing. If it comes back, it comes back. If it goes to TP, you will be happy. See you all back this afternoon in the session.